Hey guys, it's Sarah, and I have a book haul already. Somehow I accumulated 14 books, and it's beginning of October. I don't know, but I do know this is going to be the last book haul for me until the month of December. December, there is going to be a very fun project happening, which we've been planning for a very long time now. So that's going to be happening in the month of December. So because of that, I have to stop buying books. And I've said that before, but now I have to really, it has to be real now. I can't buy any more books until December. So November, I will not have a book haul. I will not. I am not going into any bookstores. I'm not going to Goodwill. I'm not doing anything. I'm not going to be online. I'm not doing the Book Outlet Black Friday sale, which is going to hurt my heart a little bit, but I can't. I legitimately can't. So I have these books to haul, and then that's going to be it for a while. All right, so let's just get into it. The first three books I have to show you are books that were actually sent to me. This first one I got from Penguin, and it is actually one that I have not heard of, and it was unsolicited, so that was kind of nice. This is called Odd One Out by Nick Stone. Nick Stone is the same author of Dear Martin, which came out last year, I believe, or earlier this year. I can't remember exactly which one. This one follows three friends who become kind of a very close threesome, and there is some feelings of love going on between them in many different directions, and I believe at least one of these characters is bisexual, and maybe she's trying to figure out her feelings and she's not quite sure what's going on. So yeah, I was surprised to get it. Very happy. This one comes out on October 9th, so thank you very much, Penguin. The next book I ended up getting from the publishers, and I got it from Bookish First, and that is Consumed by J.R. Ward. Now, this is the same author who wrote the Black Dagger Brotherhood series, which is a vampire series, and I have read the first book in that series, and I really, really liked it, and it's one that I've always been wanting to go back to. I just haven't done it yet. And this is a brand new series that she is writing that follows firefighters. And I read the first chapter in a little teaser from Bookish First, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm excited to get some more from it and to read this and see what my complete thoughts are. But J.R. Ward is definitely an author that I would like to read more from. So I'm excited to have this first one. And this one has already been released. It came out October 2nd. And the last book that I received from the publisher is Once Upon a River. This is by Diane Setterfield. This is not the official cover. This is the art, but this is the official cover of it. This is by the same author who wrote The 13th Tale, which I'm actually going to be reading this month as part of my birthday reading project. So that's pretty exciting. And this one actually comes out January 1st of 2019. So I will definitely probably be reading this in the month of December to give you guys my thoughts in January. But I'm very excited to be able to read this one and see what I think. I think it's going to be a little bit of magical realism from what I'm remembering of the little bit that I read on Bookish First and kind of the description of it. But I'm really excited to read it. Okay, this next one is one that I picked up at Walmart because they had one of those really big discount bargain bins of books, and I always tend to look through them when I see them because sometimes there's some gems in there, sometimes there's not. But I actually picked one up this time. This is a historical fiction, and it is called Along the Infinite Sea by Beatrice Williams. Beatrice Williams is an author that I would like to give a try because I'm starting to see her books everywhere, especially since I'm starting to get into historical fiction. I'm seeing her name pop up a lot, and sometimes I've gotten some recommendations for this author as well. And I found this at Walmart for $5, so I went ahead and got it. And then I ended up going to Books A Million one day because I had a $10 gift card that I needed to use before my birthday. So it was kind of burning a hole in my pocket. And I was like, well, I'm not going to let $10 go to waste. So I went up there and took a look around and found two books in the bargain section that were just like, what? The first one, Jodi Picoult, Small Great Things. And the hardcover. I was like, why is this sitting in the bargain section for, I think I got this for $6.97 or something. Don't ask questions, just take it, and I did. So I'm very excited to read this one. This one is her newest release besides A Spark of Light that is coming out, I believe, in November, I want to say, or October, either October or November. A Spark of Light comes out, and that's going to be her newest one. But this one was released last year, I believe. And this follows a nurse who is Black. She has been working in the maternity ward for a very long time. She's, considered one of the best nurses there. And a couple comes in labor. They are white supremacists and refuse to let her even touch their newborn baby. But of course, something happens to the baby when she is the one in charge, and she has to make the decision, do I defy their wishes and save the child, or do I let the child die? Because they told me that I could not touch the child, but if I don't touch the child, he's going to die. So it's one of those things. So knowing Jodi, it's going to tug at all my heartstrings, and I'm very excited about it. I believe this has also been picked up for a movie, I believe, so that'll be interesting as well. But yep, very excited to have this one. And also in the bargain section, they had a whole bunch of classic that were just in these little editions that were all matching and kind of cute, and they were only $5. So I grabbed one that is on the Great American Reads list that I didn't have yet, and I got Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. And this is definitely the best time to read this. So I should probably get on this here this month if I can sneak it in somewhere. Maybe for Spookathon. That could be kind of cool. But yeah, so I grabbed this. It was $5. It's very, very short, and it's on the Great American Reads list. And then I did get one book from Book Outlet this month because I have been eyeing it, and I was putting in an order for some other things anyway, and so I went ahead and added it to my cart for myself, and that's God's Grave by Jay Kristoff. This is book number 2 in his Nevernight series, and I am so excited to get to this. I do know that the 3rd and final book is going to be out later next year. It actually got pushed off because he had just way too many projects going on at one time, and he didn't feel it was good enough for publication, which I appreciate. I would rather wait for a better book than have something, pushed through on time and it's not as good. So I appreciate that they pushed it back because I have a feeling it's going to be amazing. So this is actually a signed first edition that they had on Book Outlet. So I made sure I grabbed it, and he has signed the book there. So I'm very excited. I really want to get into this before too long because I don't want to forget the things that happened in the first book. Everything is still pretty fresh to me because I read it over the summer, and I'm very excited. The rest of the books that I have here were all like thrift shop or library sales or anything like that. So we'll start with the library sale. I did get 3 books at my local library, and they just had a big sale, trying to get through some of the books that they had, and it was huge. There were so many books. I was really surprised about how many they had, and I picked up 3 for myself. So the first one is The Gilead, and this is by Marilynne Robinson. This is also on the Great American Reads list, and I went ahead and picked it up because it's a great copy in great condition, and it's on the list, and it was only $1. So yep, pick that one up. And then the other 2 books I picked up are actually companion books, I believe. And it's by an author I have not read yet, but I'm very interested in her work. So I picked up a couple of books by Kate Atkinson. The first one is Life After Life, which I've heard pretty good things about. And then the second one is A God in Ruins. And I believe these go together. I believe it's book 1 and book 2. And I don't know if they're a duology or just companion novels. I'm not sure, but I believe there's a character that carries over into this one from what I've been able to research so far. So yeah, they're great condition, and I went ahead and grabbed them. And next I picked up a couple of books from Goodwill. So the first one is Dead Wake, and this is by Erik Larson. And Erik Larson is the one who wrote Devil in the White City, which I'm also interested in reading. I don't own that one, but I found this really great hardback cover at Goodwill, so I went ahead and grabbed it. This is a nonfiction book that follows the events of the Lusitania? I don't know how to say that. I really don't. But I've heard very, very good things about Erik Larson's writing and the way that he writes nonfiction. He writes about very historical things, and I've just heard really good things about his books in general. So I figured, super cheap, go ahead and grab it. Also at Goodwill, I found a bind up of I think this is called His Dark Materials series by Philip Pullman. So this has the entire trilogy in it. It has The Golden Compass, The Subtle Knife, and The Amber Spyglass. And I've just heard really, really good things about this in general. It is a middle grade kind of adventure story, and I've just heard amazing things. So I figured I would go ahead and pick it up while it was super cheap, and then, maybe one day my girls would want to read it as well when they get old enough. So yeah, went ahead and picked that up. And then I ended up going to the thrift store at the base that is next to our town. And I hadn't been in there yet, and I knew that they had books, so I went ahead and went in one day just to see what they had. They didn't have a ton, quite honestly, but I did grab 2 books. So the first one is Middlesex, and this is by Jeffrey Eugenides, I think is how you say his name. And I've just always seen this around. I've always seen it around. I know it's very popular. It didn't win a Pulitzer Prize, and I just never picked it up, and now I did. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to get that because I keep seeing it everywhere. I always see this everywhere. So, yep, I went ahead and grabbed it, and I believe this follows a character, but there's something about this character's gender, and I don't know if it's a transgender thing or I'm just not sure, but something like that is in here. So, yep, I went ahead and picked it up. And then the last book I picked up at the thrift store is Codename Verity. This is by Elizabeth Wein. And this one I've actually read. We read it for our book club when we were in New Mexico. But I want to reread this because I'm reading more historical fiction and getting much more into it and getting much more comfortable with it. And this is a historical fiction that is talked about so much and loved by so many people. And when I read it, I only gave it 3 stars. So I want to give this one a reread and see if I would be able to comprehend it a little bit more or enjoy it a little bit more, just because I'm much more comfortable in this genre, and see if my thoughts have changed since I read it the first time. So I definitely want to reread this at some point sometime, but I figured I'd go ahead and grab a copy while it was 25 cents. 25 cents. Okay guys, that is it. Those are the books that I have bought since my last book haul. And I also did pick up 3 books while I was in Savannah, Georgia, and I do have a vlog about that experience, and I did a little mini haul at the end, so I will go ahead and leave that link down below if you guys have not seen that one yet. But I do have 3 other books from that one. So again, I'm not going to have any more book hauls until the month of December. I just can't. And I'm really excited to bring you the project that is going to be going up in the month of December. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's been a lot of work, but I'm very excited about it. So nothing until December, like for real, for real. If I have a book haul in November, I need everybody to just completely yell at me because I should not have one. I am not going to have one. It's not going to happen. All right, guys, let me know down below if you guys have read any of these books and what your thoughts were, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.